Hi, this is a follow-up to part 1 of the beginner's guide of King of Avalon. If you haven't seen that one, definitely look at that one first. I'm going to get into some more of the typical actions and the basics of the game in this guide. So one thing that I tend to pay attention to each day is the daily rewards. In this building, that's a special building, the tavern, that you don't have to upgrade, or you cannot upgrade it. There is a daily rewards menu, and if you go to that, you see a lot of actions listed for which you can get points. And at the top bar you see a bar with how many points you've scored so far, so 231, and you see a number of milestones where you can get some goodies. And once that I have already reached the first 4 there blinking, I can collect those goodies, and below you see all the actions. There are some very simple actions that you tend to do anyway, so it's important to pay attention that you do maybe a little bit extra than you would do anyway, so that you can get all those points. I'm just going a bit through it. I will not get into the details of everything. I'll probably make another video making a detailed description of all actions, but here you get a bit of an idea what you need to do. So those goodies that you can get here, it's all kind of things. It's some nice resources, but you also can get Barbarian keys to unlock those chests, knucklebone, some XP, so it's all kind of stuff. No gold, unfortunately, but it's definitely very useful to pay some attention to this. So this is how you claim them. Some resources and some knucklebone, some experience, a Barbarian key, and some metal for necessary to manufacture new equipment. So we just grab those things. Okay. Another building that I haven't shown in the first guide is the forge. This is where you can make new equipment and enhance your equipment, and synthesize different various scroll fragments into one scroll. At this moment I'm hitting still relatively lower level monsters, and the level of monsters that you hit determine the type of scrolls that you can get, the quality of the scrolls that you can get, scroll fragments I should say, and those also determine the scrolls you can make. So at this stage, if we look here, there is those are grade 1 scroll fragments, and I can synthesize those, and then I get some scroll that I can use to manufacture equipment for my lord, which gives me extra boost. That's nice. If we look at the scrolls menu, we see the scrolls that I already have, and if we click on some of them, we can choose to go to the blacksmith, which is all in the same kind of building, but it has different parts, an armory and a blacksmith, and then you can see, okay, what is it actually that we need for this, the materials that we need. So in this case it seems we have sufficient of all materials, and what are the boosts it actually gives. Well, it gives a trap attack of 16% and trap construction speed of 12%. To be honest, I'm not too concerned at this stage about a trap construction speed, but a trap attack of 16% actually sounds nice. But maybe to be sure, I would like to know before I start this to see what do I already have. If I go back to the armory and to the equipments, see my current helmet only gives a construction speed of 7%. That is quite an improvement. So in this case you can say okay. We go back and we say okay, we are going to forge this helmet. Oh, realized I probably, and can still do that, should have looked at first what was there actually anything better I could make? Well, this one I can actually make an addition. This is at least something different. So trading capacity and construction speed of 7%. That's not bad at all either. So that's something I can also work on later. Sorry. Let's get back to something else. This is not a manufacturing equipment manufacturing guide. We were just looking at the basics. So I think we have probably done enough of the buildings. You have an idea what a lot of buildings are about, and there are some other interesting buildings. Actually, every building has its own function, but now might be better time to go to the kingdom map. By clicking on the button at the right bottom, you can change between maps and having a look at what's going on here. So actually I'm in an alliance, and you can see my alliance mate all have the same, they are a bit different colored and have the same tag in front of their name, FUQ. We have a number of alliance buildings. So for example, this kingdom and the alliance port. And here we have a storage house, and we have an alliance farm. We just relocated, so we are still building our buildings. You see a lot of them unfinished, but the alliance farm is already in use, and we can use that for gathering some resources, in this case food, the alliance farm, and that will speed up the gathering rate. So it's beneficial to gather your food there. So I'm using the term alliance a few times. Actually, it's good if you play this game, and actually any kind of game, you need to join an alliance. That's really the only way to play it. It's not really a necessity from the game, but if you don't do it, you're missing out on a lot of things, and it also really hampers your growth. So in this case, we have an alliance menu, and I'm just going to show you a few of the things that are useful. One of the things is you can donate resources. You can make donations that allow the alliance to do research, and this is beneficial for all alliance members. I'm going back a bit to see what we have already completed. So you see here that actually we have our increased rally capacity, and increased the maximum alliance members, the alliance building construction speed, reinforcement capacity, storage protection, trap construction speed, all good and interesting stuff. And in level 1 there's also some nice things like a small additional research speed bonus, additional timer help duration, and the amount of timer helps you can receive. So it's not huge, but it's all very beneficial to have. And as you go higher on the levels, there are also a lot of combat boosts that you can get. So it's definitely good to be in an alliance and to also make your donations. That's normally expected. So if you choose a project that has not been maxed out yet, you can make donations either in resources that we see here, 5,000, and the other one, the green buttons, are sometimes active. I always tend to click them when they are active, because it gives you a lot of extra benefit compared to the first one that you can click. So if we see here, we click it, and cooldown timer 10 minutes is increased. Actually, the button also is inactive now. I cannot click it multiple times. Sometimes it's active, sometimes it's not. And for each time you click it, what you get is some experience. That is probably the least important. You get some alliance credits that you can use in the store to buy stuff. I'll show that later. And the first one, in this case the 70 points, that is actually an increase on the counter that is necessary for researching this project. And once it is maxed out, any of the leaders of the alliance, the R4 or R5, can start this research project. I'm just going to click through what's important here. If you stay below 4 hours, once you're over 4 hours, the cooldown timer gets a different color, and you cannot donate anything anymore until the timer is 0. as long as you stay below 4 hours, yeah, you can keep donating. So if you go up to 3 hours 50 minutes and then 2 hours later you check again and you make again a couple of donations, so it's a lot easier to always donate if you do not exceed those 4 hours. Gold is hard to come by, but I find it worthwhile to spend it on this stuff just to help out the Alliance. And actually you get Alliance credits for it back, so it's not a total waste as well, because for gold you can buy stuff in the gold store, and for Alliance credits you can buy stuff in the Alliance store. So, well, enough about this. So that's an interesting part of the Alliance. As I mentioned, we have the, let's first go to the Alliance help, by the way, very important. So actually we have Alliance help, and if there is some red counter there, it means some people want help, and in this case I have some members that are building, so I can click on help all and help all of them at the same time. You also see that I'm also doing some building and research at this moment, and I've got some help from my members as well. It seems we are not very active, so I've not been maxed out on my helps, unfortunately, but okay. There's also a store in which we can buy some stuff, and this stuff has to be made available by the leaders of the Alliance, and then anyone can buy it for credits. So I've done quite some donations, so I have a fair amount of credits, 574, and I can buy a lot of different stuff. I'm also a leader, one of the leaders of the Alliance, an R4, so to say, rank 4, what it is normally called, and I can choose which items that need to be put in the store that others can buy. At this moment we are stocked quite well on the necessities, so I'll leave that for now. I leave it in general. I mean, we can see how many members we have here and what the power is of our combined members, but I will leave this menu for now. So looking around the map, one of the other interesting things we can do is actually hit monsters, and hitting monsters, it's fun, but let's not skip that screen yet. It's nice, but it also gives us some goodies, and one of them is these scrolls, which is interesting because it allows us to make potentially new equipment, and we get some materials sometimes that drop. We get some resources, some experience, and maybe some other stuff at random drops. So for each level of monsters, in this case I'm looking at a level 12, there is a recommended true power, in this case 608,000. And you need to have, well, you don't actually need to have it exactly. If you have 500, you can definitely already try to hit them, and you probably succeed. But it's just some indication. If I click attack, I see here my troops. I see that my dragon is included and what kind of dragon skills are active in this case. See my troop power is 712,000, so it should definitely be enough, and it's actually quite nearby, just 39 seconds away, so I'm going to march on this one and try to kill it. Well, normally you just succeed unless somebody else tends to be there before you. So the thing about monsters, to be able to kill a level 12, you need to have killed a level, to hit a level 12, you need to be able to have killed a level 11. And so on. So you start out by hitting level 1 monsters, and you work your way up. As you become stronger, you can kill stronger monsters. The green bar that we looked in the first guide of your lord, that is a bar that shows you the stamina. Hitting a monster costs stamina. Hitting a level 10 or higher monster costs 10 stamina. Lowers cost 5 stamina. So there is some restriction on the amount of monsters you can hit in a row, but yeah, use that stamina, at least some of it, part of it. It's maybe also good to keep some of it if you need it for other stuff like joining some Barbarian rallies, but hit some monsters and you get some nice goodies. It's always good to hit some monsters. It also scores some points for the daily rewards, by the way. So once you have killed a monster, you get a mail report that shows you what you have got. So here is a monster victory report that I'm going to look at, and that shows you a bit, okay, what's actually there. So we get some ward XP, some dragon XP, some assault power. Assault power can be used to upgrade the dragon skills, so that's useful as well. We get a grade 2 and a grade 1 scroll fragment, and we get some food. It's all very useful actually. A little bit of my troops are wounded, but that's okay. We can heal them. So that's good stuff actually. My alliance is at this moment not very active. A bit of a quiet time. I'm located in Asia. A lot of people are located in the US, and maybe they are already gone. I'm looking around a bit on the map. One of them we see a lot of these are things, resource tiles where we can go to gather some resources like food and wood and iron. I'm actually looking, here is a barbarian camp. Those are quite interesting, but for those I actually need some other members. I can try to set a rally to see whether any of my members, I'll try to do it just to illustrate a bit. I'm just going for a lower level and just setting a short rally. I'm just going to see if some people are on that want to join that rally. As you can see, my name's Diamond Jack in the game, and I've just launched a rally, so others can join in. I'm not sure whether others will join in. If they don't join in, nothing will happen. The rally will be cancelled. To attack the barbarian camps, you need to have at least one other people joining in your rally, and we might need a few more to be able to hit this one. I'm probably not going to wait anyway. If you're curious whether anyone has joined your rally, you can look here at the war item, and you can see, well, in this case nobody has joined my rally yet. You know what? Oh, somebody has joined the rally. Well, in that case we'll likely continue. Not sure if I will let you see this in this guide, because it's just going to take some more time, but it's actually quite interesting. It also gives you some goodies. It gives you some stuff that you might not get anywhere else, like the dust for the portal. The portal building is something we haven't finished yet, the Alliance portal, but once that is finished we can also invite some special portal monsters that we can attack, but those for those we need to finish the building, and we need to collect a lot of portal dust. So I'm going to go back to the city and to the events center to show you something about that. That is one of the last things I want to show for this guide. Actually, each day, or normally almost every day, there are events active, and it might be good to pay attention to those events. Typical event active is the gold event. At this stage it's a gather event. I haven't done a lot of gathering yet. I should do a lot of gathering. It allows you to win some gold and some small goodies, and it's good to do gathering anyway, because you really need those resources. So I'm going to do a lot of gathering after finishing this video. So you can score points, and there are 5 stages, so every day there is something new, and then it ends with a 3-day kill event normally. Some other stages are a monster killing event, so you get points for killing monsters, and there is an event that focuses on training troops, and an event that focuses on scoring power points by doing building, upgrades and research projects. So those those are good things to pay attention to, because you can win some gold. Gold's important, and some other goodies. In our kingdom, they also started with an alliance event. I haven't really paid too much attention to that. I don't know what the other stages are. In this case, it's the fortune teller stage, where you can score some points there. It's important to work at this together with your alliance members, and if each member uses that fortune teller, then you can score extra points, and everyone in the alliance can get some goodies as reward. Some other things is you can get goodies for upgrading your stronghold to certain levels. Halloween event is a temporary event. I will not get into it. Maybe I will make a short separate video on that. And the Fallen Night event is an interesting thing that you can let the game. You can let the game attack you in your alliance, and the longer you keep up, the more points you can score. That's quite interesting as well, good to do. Actually also some way to get some free goodies. So we haven't done a lot, shown a lot about attacking other players, and a lot of this game is actually about growing your account, but you can be attacked at any time, so it's also definitely about attacking. If you see other players on the map, let's see if I see something nearby. I'm not going to attack someone, but well, here we see somebody that is tackless. He doesn't have between brackets some tag, so he doesn't belong. Tackless means he doesn't belong to any alliance. So to some extent, it's a safe way to attack. And when you choose to attack someone, you have an attack button and a rally button. An attack button is attacking somebody by yourself. In this case, I probably could manage that. Person might even have 0 troops. I can make a scout. I'm not going to do that now, but you can also rally, and then you set a rally with a certain time, like I just did with that Barbarian hut, and you can actually attack in that case together, so that allows you to attack larger opponents. Okay, I think this is it for the beginner. If there are specific topics that you would like information about, that you would like videos on, or that you would like to be handled on my website, please don't hesitate to let me know. If you have any feedback about this video, also do not hesitate to let it know. Thanks for watching.